All right, so today let's talk about how you can get more customers in 2019 and beyond. But before we do, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click the little bell button to get smarter with marketing and business. So let's talk about it. How do you get more customers in 2019? Well, number one over here is lives. So lives, whether it's on Facebook Live, it's on YouTube Live, LinkedIn's coming with the live as well, Instagram Live, wherever your customers are, go live. If I were starting from scratch right now, I would absolutely go with live because it allows me to just speak. People see me on video too. I can also make that into a podcast form as well, so audio. And I can also use a service like rev.com and caption the content. I can also transcribe the content too. And I can hire a really good writer or anybody that just likes writing and then convert it into a long form piece of content. That way I can make my content go further and further. I can get the most out of it, okay? So lives I think are good. LinkedIn, I think, look, you've got a B2B audience. I think LinkedIn, when it comes out, they're starting to invite people right now. Definitely take a look at that. I think on a similar note too, videos are not going anywhere. You see people, myself, I really started to do video a lot more in the past 2-3 years, probably the last two years or so, and things have really started to compound. And that helps us so much. It helps our content team because I can just shoot a video and then we can easily convert that again into a long form piece of content. So video, I mean, everyone's investing more money into it. If you look at it from a cost per acquisition, when you're running ads, your cost per acquisitions are typically lower. Now, that's not always going to stay that way, but I am saying right now that is an opportunity to take a look at, right? Because there's still a barrier to entry when it comes to video, and people are just too lazy. They don't want to spend more money. They're too nervous, whatever it is. That's your opportunity to get better because you're watching this channel right now. You're trying to get better, okay? Now, number 3, how do you get more customers? Well, what you could do is you can also focus on retention, right? So if you focus on retention, customers are going to stay longer, but they're also going to tell other people about you because you're so amazing. And when you think about retention, what can you do in terms of retention? Well, you think about actually building relationships with your customers. Bang, wow, why would you ever do that? I was actually talking about that today during the live, and I said, when I first took over the company, I was very hands-off. I didn't engage with the customers much, but after I started visiting them in person, after I started to get to know them better, started befriending them, they stayed a lot longer, right? So you think about relationships, that's a big one. Now, the other side of things too, you might think this is tacky, but when you actually get people thoughtful gifts, they remember you. So I have this Cutco knife in my office right now, even though I don't cook anymore, but I still remember it. Like, it's sitting in my office and I remember Chad. Like, he keeps giving me these impressions. It's like this little ghostly figure that keeps talking to me, okay? So when you think about that, when maybe you get someone a pair of headphones, they will remember you for that. I encourage you to have a gifting process around it. If you haven't read anything around gifting, read Giftology, okay? So, when things are going well at your company, make sure that you don't only gift your clients, but you gift actually your team too, because I would say that's probably more important, okay? So the caveat is you better make sure your team is kicking ass. Now, number 4, we talked about this. So actually, if you haven't seen the video, go watch the video on content sprouting. It's basically a video on how you can produce endless amounts of content. The idea is this: if we're producing this one video and we just let it go, that's not making the most of this video. We want to make the most of this video by saying, okay, you got one piece of content over here, right? It can become 2, 3, 4, right? This can become little podcasts, or maybe it can become like separate blog posts. I might talk about 3 separate points. You can expand those into 3 separate points, and then those might become videos as well. And it just keeps going further and further. So one piece of content can become 20 pieces of content, can become 30 pieces of content, and you're going a long way. So you can call this omnichannel marketing. We're calling it the content sprouting technique. Seed with one piece of content that you're comfortable with, then sprout it into other pieces. You can hire help for that. Then you can pollinate it. That means you're just promoting it. So number 5, last but not least, what you can do is partnerships. A lot of people don't think about partnerships because partnerships isn't like, oh, you can run paid advertising, get an ROI quickly. But what I can say is you don't just build relationships with your clients, you build relationships with other people that are power players in the space, and then you become partners with them. Because when you become partners with them, they're gonna refer people to you. Or here, I'll give you an example. If you buy web hosting, for example, one of my friends, if you buy web hosting with a large company, his software is actually one of the upsells in there. So let's say the web hosting company is getting thousands and thousands of customers each and every month. There's gonna be a small percentage that buy his thing, and he's not paying for these, he's not paying a lot in terms of advertising. He's doing what is known as partner marketing, and he's acquiring a lot more customers through these other businesses that already have his customers. So if you can think of strategic ways to partner with other people, that's a really easy way to get to scale. In fact, one of my friend's businesses does over, I believe it's going to do about $170 million this year. All his businesses were based off of partnerships. If you can do a good job of that, if you can build good relationships in the long term, for sure you are going to win. So I want to know what your thoughts are. Let us know in the comments what you plan to do, not just these 5, what tactics you plan to use to acquire more clients in 2019 and beyond, or what you plan to use of these 5 over here. And don't forget to watch the next video, and we'll see you tomorrow.